Okay, well, I'll take it from here. I'm going to talk a little bit about the data sources from which we gather data that will be used in the project. Basically, this is the picture that Xavier showed about all the tasks in the ComMusic project. I'm going to talk about the one in the top left corner. So we gather data from very different types of sources, ranging from audio, text, and other types like audio features, low-level features, and musical scores. We use all this data, we store it in our internal databases, which will be further processed to extract mid-level, high-level descriptors. You use natural language processing techniques for text mining, or network analysis for the ontologies, which everything here will be reverted back to the database and will be showcased and evaluated in the browsing tool called Dunia, which will be presented by Alastair, where's you? Where? Okay. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about these data sources. So let's start with the audio. As Xavier said, we have been carefully gathering recordings from all these musical cultures, the 5 musical cultures that we studied in the project. For Carnatic, Hindustani, Makam, as you can see, for the 3 first ones, we have enough or sufficient amount of recordings and CDs, then less for the Beijing opera, and I wanted specifically to focus on this one. So we do have 54 CDs for the Andalusian music. The problem is that very few are useful. I won't explain here why. It will take me like half an hour to explain why, but just to say that having this problem, what we decided is to get a collection of personal recordings from Amin Chacho, who's one of the collaborators of the project. And we don't consider that as a shortcoming. We actually consider it as an advantage because we can make these personal recordings available online. So we decided to put it in Internet Archive, and everyone can use this collection freely to create his own data set or to listen to the music. So going now to the textual information, start again with the editorial metadata. All the editorial metadata that we gather, we store it in MusicBrainz. I don't know if you're all familiar with MusicBrainz. It's a musical database, and it stores all the entities like recordings, releases, albums, composers, works, and the relationships among these items. Like for instance, you can see here in this recording by DK Jayaraman, we have all the information related to who played the background vocals, who's the lead vocalist, who played the mridangam, the recording of which work is this recording, who composed that work, and so on. But then some issues raised with this editorial metadata, and as Xavier just mentioned before, language issues. Why language issues? Well, especially for Beijing opera and Arab Andalusian music, they have different scripts. They're not Latin languages. So what do you decide? To transliterate everything to Latin and use that? There will be some issues with the transliteration because it's not perfect. So what we decided to do is to store metadata in the original language and then add transliterations as aliases to that original metadata. Regarding lyrics, we've got lyrics for all the music cultures that we studied, for Carnatic, Hindustani, Makam Turkey, is also linked with the musical scores, Beijing opera, and Arab Andalusian music. If you see this slide, you might already conclude what's the next slide, what I'm going to talk about in the next slide, aren't you? Language issues, again. Basically, how are you going to visualize the features? Especially, for example, if you want to synchronize scores with lyrics. Arabic is written from right to left. Scores are from left to right. This is a technological challenge that we are facing. How do we solve this problem? Are we going to put Arabic from left to right? Are we going to write the scores from right to left? Yes?
I know there's no time for questions. Just any Hebrew, there's a way to do this by breaking the words and actually writing them backwards, but so syllables are from right to left, but the whole word goes from left to right. That people seem to manage. So that might be.
Yeah, maybe in Hebrew that's possible. In Arabic it will be very funny to see that written from left to right. But anyway, it's a technological challenge that we are facing in the project. And by expert information, we mean all the books, all the papers that have been published about the musical cultures that we can analyze using text mining techniques, natural language processing, etc. And then also DBpedia and Wikipedia. I always have this problem of where to classify Wikipedia or DBpedia. Is it community information? Yes, but it's reviewed, so it's not community information 100%. It's also expert in somehow. It's in the middle. I myself consider it as a category by itself. But the point that I want to mention here is that what is useful here is all the relations that are built as ontological relations between the concepts. In this case, for the artist Lalgudi Yayaraman, the Wikipedia page, we actually take it, for example, to extract the biographical information. And if it's not available there, we use dedicated websites, like for instance, Kachuris.com, that is for Carnatic music. And finally, community information that is extracted from diverse sources. For example, this is a Carnatic online music discussion forum. You can also use these famous social websites like Facebook or YouTube. And again, the problems, I'm not mentioning here the typical problems that are standard in community information, in textual metadata, which are noise and other types. I'm just putting here in emphasis the specific problems of our the music cultures that we're studying in this project. So again, problem of languages with Turkish Makam, Beijing, and Arab Andalusian. And I'm just putting an example again of Arab Andalusian because you can find text written in 3 different languages: Arabic, Spanish, French. How are you going to work with these problems? Finally, for the other type of data types, for the audio features, we use a wide range of low-level audio features, starting from the amplitude, spectral features like the MFCCs, pitch class profiles, or even musical onsets. And finally, music notations or scores. That we have quite a number of scores for Turkish Makam. I guess it was 1,700 scores, which is a good number, but few or almost none for the other cultures that we are studying. So we basically use scores in the context of the Turkish Makam music, and it's Sertan with the Turkish team working on this task. We want to store these scores in a machine-readable format, and we decided for the Music XML standard. Finally, this is a summary of all the data sources that we use and how much we have in the different musical cultures that we're studying. As you can see, for example, for audio recordings, editorial metadata, expert information, we have enough information for all the cultures. Whereas for the community information and the music notation, there is very, very few information, and unfortunately we cannot use this information in the study of those musical cultures. And that's it for me. Now Sankalp takes my place.